What's up guys, it's Short here to the Gamer, and before I start this commentary, just stuff in the background. It's not my gameplays, it's Black Ops gameplays by my friend Mickey YGST. He's just a Call of Duty player and YouTuber that I know, and he had some gameplays he wanted me to give to you guys. And that, guys, by the way, this commentary is going to be a very sensitive topic, guys, so if you guys are not in the mood to hear some sensitive topics, be my guest. But as I said, guys, you're here to be entertained, and you're going to be entertained by my amusement of playing the game. So yeah, so this is my life story with depression, and my dealings with it, and how it happened. This is kind of my life story as well, guys, so if you find this bit boring at the same time, maybe just listen to the commentary and just do something else worth your while, guys. I know we live as the human race, we live in a much busier life, and living in the 21st century is also a recommendation of doing two things at once. We all males probably watch this, but we can do two things at once. So the power of the internet is a driving force, as we say, and still a long way to go. So as I said, guys, this is me dealing with depression and how I dealt with it and all this lot. So if you don't know, I am just a bit about myself before I start this, because some people might not know about myself. I am nearly 20 years old, guys. I have just finished full-time education, and I'm looking now for work now. Other things about me, I do YouTube as well, and I do YouTube to get away from the real life. Really, I do YouTube to to improve myself as a human being and improve myself as a real person. For example, YouTube has helped me a lot through the way of making new friends, making new skills and techniques that I have learned to improve myself as a person, and as my personality grows on YouTube as well. So where do I begin? Really, when I was born, I was born with a rare disease called pylonoxidinosis. It's where, if you want to Google it, it's a very rare disease, and where I might have really bad reflux, where I can't generally eat. When I was a baby, I really was I was as same as half a bag of sugar. That's what looking at my medical records and my birth as well. But I was quite a young baby, and I was as well a couple of weeks late. So that did cause some concerns to my parents as a whole, because when babies arrive late, there's normally something wrong with that. And really, when I came out of hospital, when my parents had my mother had me, I kind of had to go into the baby special care unit, because my immune system was really bad, especially when you're a baby. You just came into the world, and now the first thing that happens is your immune system's crap. But my immune system was super bad, they had to keep me on intensive care in an incubator, and I spent at least 2 months of me being a child in a intensive care unit. As well, I did have about 3 operations for when I was a couple of days old on my stomach, to see what was going on, because my bowel is half the size of a normal average human, and what happens is that I just generally could not eat as much as I think I could, and as the saying goes, my eye was too big for my stomach. And generally, eating was a massive problem for me as a child, and it still is from today. I still can't generally eat as much as I think I can. I generally can't put as much weight on as I can now, because generally overall it's been really worse for me. Now, coming out of hospital, I just came out of hospital, and a couple of years I moved into a really bad neighbourhood of where I lived. I live in the UK, by the way, if any of you guys don't know, and the neighbourhood I lived in was not 100% brilliant. It's not a good upbringing for children, especially for me as a child, because I was the only child for a couple of years before my younger sister came into the world. She had nothing wrong with her. She was a normal active child who wanted to do sport, wanted to do children stuff. and that. And after my parents had my sister, that's when I started to get more ill and ill and ill. If you don't know, my reflux was getting really bad from the source of of eating food, and there were some foods I couldn't eat. Like, for example, I couldn't eat red meat. For example, my bowels and my digestive system could not cope with the amount of eating that kind of food. For example, because it's just a tough texture, and some stuff I couldn't eat. Like some stuff, like I used to eat a lot of pizza because it was quite nutritionally good for me, for the toppings as well as the just how the texture as well. And when I was a child, I did not eat much vegetables and fruit, and my immune system just got really worse because of my lack of of healthy, balanced diet. And that's what happens most of my childhood, when from the age of 6 till I say about 13 to 14, I was stuck in hospital, in and out. I had more time visiting hospital and getting an education at that time, and really it was a difficult period of my time, getting in and out of hospital because I wasn't eating the correct amount of food. Just going out of hospital because my immune system was absolutely dreadful. And just see how many times that I go to hospital, and I just couldn't do what normal kids do, play video games, play sport, have fun with their friends. I couldn't, because I was in the hospital all the time, with my childhood kind of destroyed because of this matter, for example. And coming out of hospital, I remember coming out of hospital at a young age, and I found out my grandpa died. He was a very a figure that was very true to me. I didn't know him much, but a very hard-working figure, just like my father, like son. And my dad was just like my grandpa, had the characteristics and personality that he used to carry with him. And he died from a major stroke, and that kind of turned to me, because my father then my father was quite a lovable character at the moment in time. He did like working a lot, and my father wasn't a very active person. And now, over the couple of years after having my younger brother, who they had him in the year 2000, so that was a big job for them. And that is when my grandpa died, and I was thinking to myself, well, it can't be that worse. And then afterwards, we kind of moved to a different neighbourhood where the schools were much more better. And when moving to that, I did not enjoy moving to this place because the bullying was absolutely terrible. Because when I moved to this new primary school, didn't know anyone. I was a very shy, very shy character at that moment in time. And when you're a shy character, you're not gonna, express yourself the much of intentions can bring you. And it's just one of those things that happened. And that was still when the time I was coming in and out of hospital. My parents just had my younger brother, and he apparently has a really bad asthma, and they were sorting that out at that moment in time. But it was one of those things where my parents as a whole had to look after me. It felt like I wasn't capable of looking after myself when it comes to my teenage years, because generally I couldn't look after myself as a whole. Just getting falling ill, there was nothing really I couldn't do about that. And that's kind of where I find out where my father kind of changed as well. As quite a lot of people want a good father figure, my father was not into the stuff I enjoyed. For example, my father did not enjoy sport. He didn't enjoy stuff that I liked, and he didn't spend as much time as I would like him to. Work does play a big role in that thing, and having a father figure was quite hard. And my mother will always work, and generally with not much friends, and just generally not much of a social life. I kind of playing video games was the only thing I kind of enjoyed, and playing the PlayStation 2 or playing the PC was just a big moment in my life, really, because I didn't have much friends, and the internet was quite a big thing at that moment in time. And not spending quality time with my father or spending time with my mother or any other relatives was a big thing for me, because generally as a child, as I still am, I'm very unsocial. I'm not a very social kind of person, and I don't generally know how to interact like normal people should do. For a couple of years ago, I wasn't very interactive with some people. Generally on the fact of I don't know. I think it was just generally on the fact of me as a child, with the social grouping, and as well as a child, a couple other things as well did affect me at that moment in time. But overall, it really did affect me. But when I came to the age of 15, I had to have another operation, and I had to have a peg feed, and that is where you can't. My immune system was getting so bad that I kind of had to have another operation. This operation was a bit more serious, guys. I had to have a tube into my stomach, generally to feed myself, because I wasn't eating as well. When I was 14, 15 years old, I was 6 stone. 6 stone. You think about it, that's light as anything. And my life has improved by then, my weight-wise. I'm now nearly 11 stone now, guys, and that's mostly helped of being a bit more healthier, as well as eating quite a lot of junk food. But I still burn it from doing sport as well, and it has been a big thing, as they say. Just trying to get my life a bit better and better hands. But after having this operation, getting fed by a tube, unlike normal children. And I was thinking to myself, I'm not that normal, I'm not that, typical child. And you see, I got a younger brother and sister, and it did show that I was not normal. And when you're not normal, you kind of think that you're rejected as a group. And for example, there was quite a lot of things that I was thinking to myself, what's the point of life anymore? Because I'm not a normal child. The stuff at these I'll keep going in and out of hospital, and I think it's a kind of waste of time. If you don't know, I had a 10% chance of me surviving as a child. And I survived, and I was super happy and gracious of life, and I was thinking of suicide for a moment in time, because when I just had my operation, I was also getting severely bullied, coming out with black eyes mostly every week, generally because I just don't know. I think I was getting bullied because people can get a reaction out of me. I wasn't quite individual. I didn't speak much in class, and two kids were bullying me. They left school. Far as they are now, they are low lives who rely on benefits and rely on the government to give them money for their housing allowance and drugs and all that at that moment in time. And getting bullied at that age, and it was a very sensitive thing, because at that moment in time I was very shy, outwitted person. I didn't talk to much people, and still school was one of those things. I generally did not have much energy to go to school. I didn't have much this, that and the other to do whatever I wanted to do, and overall I just didn't like school as a whole. I know quite a lot of people did, and when I had my operation done, I missed a lot of school, and but still I had some enjoyment. For example, I went to see my cousins and my aunties in New Zealand. I have quite a lot of relatives that live in New Zealand, and it was a really good experience going to New Zealand. I don't like travelling. I don't like going by planes or whatever. I'm not very good with heights and that. But generally, overall, I enjoy going out somewhere that I've never been across the world to to see people I haven't seen for a long time, and seeing some new relatives and new aunties and new cousins and all that lot. And it was really cool. I just really enjoyed going out and enjoying my time with going to New Zealand as a whole. Otherwise, that was a couple of years that I enjoyed myself. I think that was the first month I really enjoyed myself. Going on holiday with the family, with someone who I enjoy. And I remember at the end of school, I had to pick my options for my GCSEs, and that was when I kind of had to think about what I want to do when I'm in a couple of years' time. And I didn't have the best grades. I didn't pay attention to school, mostly because illness and injury was one of those factors that did include to what I am now from today. For example, like I missed a lot of school mostly because of like illness and all that. Like, you can't help that happening, but overall it's just one of those things that's going to affect some of us. But I wasn't very clever at school, and again that was when I was still getting bullied. At the same time, I just generally, my life was getting miserable each week, because the deadline was getting close to what grades and what class I want to be in. And overall, I just thought to myself, what's the point in life? What is the point? And that was when I nearly had the near-death experience of going to hang myself. And I've never told anyone. Actually, I did try to hang myself because it's just a sensitive topic. And I thought to myself, just the temptations of doing it, because to end my misery, to get these bullies to actually recommend. These bullies wanted me to do fretful stuff on the internet. They were sending me stuff on Facebook and email me saying this, that and the other, and it just generally wasn't a nice feeling. I just didn't like what these people were sending to me, and they found out about my injury and illness and my and they found out that about my disease I had, and they were just taking the mickey out of it. And like, you couldn't really do anything, because that's where they got your weakness. They kind of got the weakness that I had as a person, because that weakness is very personal to me, and that it's just one of those things. But overall, I thought to myself, they got me in the corner now. They can do whatever they want to me now, because generally they find out what's wrong with me, and it wasn't as fun as I wanted it to be. And after finishing school with not good grades, I came out with 3 GCSEs. Most of my friends came out 6, 7, and the grades weren't as brilliant. And I was thinking to myself, that, and I came to college, a UK college, and I generally wanted to learn sport, because I wanted to do IT, but I didn't have the grades to do it at my sixth form. So I did sport, because that was my final option, or go to work. I left school at 15 years old, you guys, and 15 years old is a very young age. And if I didn't join the IT, or I didn't do college, I was going to join the army. And I got rejected from the army, mostly because of my illness and injury. But the army was still, still after my number, generally for my computer skills, and as well they wanted me to do some, some stuff with them. But I did do some stuff with Youth Academy TA, Territorial Army, that are the reserves of the army. And generally they said no, they don't want me to be in the army. And that's fair enough, I understand why. And that's what got me a bit down. And the next thing I know, I get a phone call from my local college saying that I have got a place at their sports academy class, and I've been put in. Do that for a year, and I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it, some hard work. Didn't meet as much friends as I should do, but I still enjoyed it. Next thing, I do 2 years of the sport academy again at my local college, do a level 3 extended diploma. And guess what? I passed it. I just passed it last week, guys, and it's been really a good joy. I think that's the best bit I've enjoyed so far, because I passed something in my life, and something in my life that I enjoyed so much. And I think I enjoyed it so much because I meet so many new friends, meet new experiences. I've had a laugh, and it's just been a great enjoyment, a great period of time of my life. And I don't know about it, but I feel complete, because I hate doing stuff and not completing it. And I had a bad experience with education at school. Look at me now, I'm doing mediocre. I really wanted to go to university, but that was never going to happen. But I was really happy that I passed the course. I got some decent grades in it, and overall I thought to myself, I did the best of my ability. And I was still ill, I still had operations to do with, but overall I think I did something that many people proved me wrong. The doctors proved me wrong, friends have proved me wrong, family members have proved me wrong, and it shows. Like I've been a better human being than I have been in the world. For example, now I'm working with disabled children in a sport at the moment, and it's been really good. I'm actually helping someone who is less fortunate than me, and overall it's been a great help. So as I said, guys, this is just a kind of a life story of me of depression. I did feel quite a lot of depression. I'm still feeling a little bit of depression now. Kind of neglect is another thing. Trying to find work at the same time is also a very hard thing, guys. But as I said, guys, this video is coming to an end, guys, and I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. I know if it has put a tear to your eye or something, maybe put in a comment, or maybe just put a picture on you on Twitter, with something crying. But as I said, guys, I hope you have enjoyed the video, and if you guys just don't like the video, just share it, because I just want to see what's your guys' opinion about me, because that. But I hope you guys enjoy it. Thanks, guys. Bye.